well, let's talk about tribal land, Craig. And I think geographically, tribal land is probably the best option in that sense. It's right there along the 101, by Scottsdale, by the East Valley. Like location wise, it's fabulous.
Yeah, it's one of those areas they looked at initially, or like multiple times, right? Even when you consider where Los Arcos is, right? It's just in to the west from that area.
But there's a lot of issues with using tribal land, and most of them have to do with the fact that the whole thing about the TED was Alex Morello would get to own the land, he'd get to develop the land how he wanted it, it would be completely privately funded. Tribal land, he wouldn't be able to do the things that he would have done at the TED site.
There's no land ownership allowed. Obviously, it's a sovereign nation. You can't own land there, can't build residences, and that was a huge part of his revenue model and the part that Sky Harbor was fighting. So that's issue. There are gaming issues because of the compact. You can't just open a sports book on tribal lands. It's not allowed. So there might be a way to work a partnership, but you're giving up revenue there as well. There are a host of issues with it. One of the other things that I reported in here, the process to secure that land lease, you need a long-term ground lease. The process to secure that lease is lengthy and often difficult to finalize. Depending on the size of the commercial parcel, it could take 5 to 10 years to entitle the property for development. I don't think I need to tell people that the Coyotes don't have that kind of time. Is there a workaround? I don't know. Again, I've been diving in. I'm out of my depth on a lot of this stuff, and I'll just be blunt with that. I don't know if there are ways to work around this in a business agreement, and I'm guessing that the Coyotes will at least explore the possibility of building on tribal lands, but this one does not seem easy by any means. There's also this. I'm not sure that the tribe would be okay with an Alex Morello ownership of the Coyotes if they were going to compete on tribal lands. So, and that's probably based on past relations. I don't know what that's based on, but that's what I've been told. So that's obviously an issue as well.
Yeah, and Alex Morello having a gaming license that he wouldn't be able to exercise on that land. I think having the gaming license as part of his team ownership is a huge reason to keep the team and have the team in what he wants. Obviously, Alex Morello from the outset wants his own entertainment district. He wants his own, sports book potentially, and that wouldn't be able to happen on the tribal land. So that's what makes it a tough option to consider.
Yeah.
But
it's interesting. Like we know that they're flirting with the Diamondbacks already, right? So there might be some way of doing this. Like imagine a complex where it's the Diamondbacks and the Coyotes playing there. I don't know. It's fun to think about, right?